I know it's February already, so happy new month, but today we are doing our 2025 vision board. So if you are like me and you haven't done yours yet, this video is for you. If you are telling yourself it's too late to do yours, I'm going to tell you, you can still do it. There is no time limit on when you want to create a vision board. The rules are in your hands. You can do whatever you want. That's the exciting thing with life. Now, I am at Officeworks. We're going to go in, we're going to grab some supplies because I need to do my vision board a little bit differently this year, and I'll explain why when we're in there. I'm going to do the photos first because they tend to take the longest. I have to load my photos in first, and it actually lets you plug in your phone, which is nice and easy. I went onto Pinterest and I saved everything into a digital pin, and then I have then downloaded every photo and I'll be printing the ones that I want. Just over at the self-serve photo printer, and they're just coming out one by one. I'm printing a total of about 30 photos. I will be making this vision board a little bit smaller this year because I want to do it differently, which maybe I should go look for the supplies. Or maybe I just wait. I've got all of my pickies in here. They cost me about $5 to print, maybe even less, like $4 something in total. And I'm doing my vision board on a cork board this year because I'll show you what happened to my other one when I get home, but I just thought it'd be easier. I can reuse it and I can just pin the photos in rather than using double-sided tape or glue or making it messier than it needs to be. I just saw this one and I'm kind of wondering if I go the smaller one with the white edge or if I go no edge. This is slightly too big for my liking, but I don't know. The next thing to get is going to be some thumbtacks. I think I just go the gold ones because they're classic and I feel like they'll look the cutest. I ended up getting quite a bit of stuff, so let's go home and get stuck into bringing it to life. I'm really excited. Okay, so I got the corkboard and the pins, and they bring me to a total of $7.97, $3.70 plus the $4 or $5 for the photos. My vision board is costing me $15. I did actually end up buying my photos. We can go through all of those in a second. But I bought a laptop case and a laptop, not for me. This was actually for Carla because she's been working really hard and helping me quite a bit, and I just wanted to congratulate her on some stuff that she's got going on in her life. And I thought, well, I'm there, I may as well get that and I can give that to her later. But I really want to get started. Let me go grab the other vision board as well. Now, for those of you playing along, some of you might actually remember this, especially if you watched the video that I made at the start of 2024. This is my 2024 vision board. Now, elephant in the room, it is bent and it is no longer in the frame that I put it in. You know why? Because I'm very clumsy and I actually smashed the frame and then I didn't bother to reframe it and it ended up being folded out of my vision, and I didn't like that. So that's why this year I wanted to go for the corkboard option. Now, you don't even need to make a physical vision board. If you prefer to do yours digitally, you can do it on Canva on your phone and set it as your phone background or set it as your laptop background. I am more of a visual need to see person, so I'm a bit disappointed with myself from last year that I did not hang this up or keep it in my site, especially when I moved house. And then I thought, at least with this, it's nice and light, lighter than a frame. I could hang it, I could lean it on my dresser. If you do want to do it in the frame, I use double-sided tape and sticky tape to stick everything down, and I just use the poster frame from Officeworks. It broke because I dropped it, not because it was bad quality. Like, I'm very clumsy, as I said. But let's get into it. Now, when you are going in the process of making your vision board, before you even start to head to Pinterest or start to think about stuff, I highly suggest doing a journal session, even just a little bit of reflection, because That way you're able to actually look back on the year that was, figure out what worked, what didn't, what areas you want to grow in, what areas you want to let go of stuff in. And I just find that it gets you in the right headspace. It comes with some hanging instructions and some pins as well. I ended up just grabbing some tacks because I thought that would be better. So as I said, the first thing you need to do, grab a journal. This is my old one. This is the one I have started using in January of 2025. And just on some blank lines, I went through and I did 2 activities. The first activity I did was picking a word for 2025, and I just thought of all the words that inspire me or that overarch all of my goals, and I wrote them down. So I ended up writing 7 words, and then I kind of worked backwards. I put each word against each other until I had a winning word. And my word for 2025 is abundance. But on my original list, I had abundance, I had flow, I had intentional, I had becoming, I had possibilities, I had alignment, and I had gratitude, because I think I felt called to those words. But even just thinking of a word for the year made me feel so inspired and made me feel so ready to get into this activity. The next activity you're going to do is just assessing each area of your life. I'm going to pop them all on the screen for you here. The first one is your emotional, mental health. The second one is your physical health. The third one is your career. If you're still at school, you can put study, work. 4 is finances, money. 5, personal growth and personal development. 6, relationships, friends, family, partners, even the relationship you have with yourself. Then 7, environment. 8, hobbies, creativity, and fun. So I'm going to run you through what's on my vision board for this year. We can also reflect on what was on my vision board last year, and we can bring it to life together. Now, I did go onto Pinterest, and for each of those areas, I tried to then find photos that can bring my vision to life and can bring what I'm trying to work towards onto physical printed out photos. So if we start with the first one, I don't like how that camera is. One sec, you guys. So if we start with my emotional and mental health, I've got a couple of images in here that reflect making sure I stick to my journaling, making sure I get outdoors, tick off my basic elements. And for me, it's really about self-care. I also have written down other things that maybe I couldn't find a photo for, and that is why the journal part of this is so important. When it comes to my physical health, I love the gym, you guys know that. There's a couple of photos that will go in here that I can't show you in this video yet, but I've popped in some references to staying active as well, looking after myself, looking after my body, because my biggest why and why I love the gym is that I want to try and live a long, healthy life, and staying active is a really key part in that and one of the most important things that I can do for myself. So I've reflected that on there. I have put some weights, put some sunshine. I put some headphones, a water bottle, some runners. Moving on to my career and what I'm working towards, I've got a quote that resonates. I've also got some money with a little bow on it. And last year, what I had put on here was a little bit more specific. It was putting like my following counts, the downloads for the podcast, the photo shoot for the cover art, some stuff in the studio, the commercial that I did. I'm obviously working towards all those things as well, but I did want it to be a little bit more general, if that makes sense. Like, I think your vision board doesn't have to be super, super specific. And if you want it to be, that's fine. Do what works for you at the end of the day. But I just think I definitely had the downloads I wanted. I had the growth that I wanted. Did I actually reach those numbers on this board? No. One of the things I was working towards last year as well was, getting verified on my platforms. That wasn't on here, but in December I got verified on YouTube and I got verified on Instagram. So I'm still working towards getting verified on TikTok. I can't really demonstrate that in a photo. I mean, I could if I put a little tick here, but there are things on there that might not translate to the vision board, and that is okay too. I just realized that I should start actually cutting it out and start preparing this because I want to get into it and I want to make it at the same time. The next thing is your finances, money. So I did just show you guys this photo here, but again, this goes for anything. Maybe you want to look at your budget. Maybe you want to look at what you're saving. Maybe you want to get out of debt this year. Maybe you want to start investing. There are many different things and how you can reflect that. For me, I think this is a symbol of obviously wealth and looking after my finances and making sure I'm being smart and looking after myself for future Adele. My favorite topic to reflect on my vision board is personal development. And for me, I like to reflect these with quotes. It was really funny because I looked back at the old one and there were quotes on here that I loved that I wanted to like carry over. I am the luckiest girl alive. Don't worry about things you can't control. Just do it for the plot, like really cute quotes. But I think I've got some really nice ones this year. I have no risk, no magic, breathe. We're focusing on our breathing. Own lane, own race, own pace. Stop comparing. And then as always, you guys know I love to do this, romanticize your life because yeah, we are the main characters in our own life. So life is too short not to romanticize it. We may as well just enjoy it while we're here. You know what I mean? When it comes to relationships and how you reflect that on your vision board, you can put a picture up that, you know, represents hanging with the girls or spending time with your partner. There is this photo here that I want to show you because my partner and I hope we'll move in together this year, which is scary and exciting and so crazy. But I just thought, how cute is that? It's like hands holding the keys, and I'm gonna pop that on there because it's important to me. I will say I had quite a lot more people, like personalized people on my original vision board from 2024, and I have gone for a little bit more of a generalized view. So that's why I'm not featuring them on here, but like they're still as important. When I mention environment, I'm talking about your home, your car, your bedroom. If you're wanting to move, you can put pictures on there for what you want your future home to look like. If you're looking to maybe tidy up your work desk or your workspace, have that inspo on there. This is just a picture I found on Pinterest and I really like this person's setup, so I've popped that on just as a little inspo to myself. I also had on there hobbies, creativity, fun. Travel, I guess, falls into that for me. Same as anything kind of materialistic. This photo came out so bad, but I had a Cartier bag because I want to buy another piece of Cartier jewelry this year. At the end of the year, if I like tick off my goals, is kind of like my reward to myself. And just finding the things that inspire you or give you that little kick up the butt. The reason I had this on here was that I wanted to, you know, prioritize date nights. I also want to be a bit more spontaneous myself and just make sure we can have a little more fun. I am on the home stretch. This one took me a lot quicker to do, I think, because it is smaller and I found it easier just to be pinning everything together. How can I do that where that's still? Don't be afraid also to cut out along, you know, edges and stuff like that, because it does give it a little bit more of a scrapbooky vibe. If you just leave them all square, I mean, that's also fine, but I do like it to have a bit of like depth and variation. And then it's really great to cut out the quotes because you can then go over the top and hide the edges too if they're a bit too rough. I've also got a little helper who has come to keep me company. Hi, Angel. All right, I think I'm nearly done. I will get it right eventually. I always well, last year I didn't have enough photos originally, and this year I've got too many, but this is her complete for what I'm showing the internet, but I will add a couple other things that I just didn't want to be public, like the personal goals that I want to pop on here. But there she is. I didn't think I showed you this. That's me at the Oz Open. I want to do more live shows, maybe more panels, public speaking. So I wanted to pop that on there for my career. That feels a bit loose over here. I really loved this process, like the corkboard and the pins. Hurts the thumbs a little bit, but I've got a little bit of a gap there. Can I cover that with that? Stunning. It's a lot more secure. Nothing is falling off at all. The other tip when you are printing, just make sure you check them before they print, because I really wanted to put this on there and like cut out the text. It said you need to be thinking big bitch, but it got printed the wrong way, which is annoying. I didn't get my Cartier up. Well, I already had New York on there, so I thought we can leave that one off. And I had another picture of Safari down the bottom. So there were some things that don't go on. I'll keep them anyway. And then I've got these three, which are a secret, which I can put on as well. But this is, the final vision board. Do you think she's cute? The other thing as well, and what I did is, again, just on lined paper in my journal, I went down and I wrote the most craziest goals for myself this year. And I just did this as not like predictions, but when I can come back in Jan of 2026, I want to see what I actually got done and what didn't. And so I'm really excited to see that. Kind of like a letter to future you, and just to see kind of what will happen, because I ended up going back through my journal from 2024, and on January 11, I had written a similar list, and the first thing on there was go to Japan. And you guys might remember I went to Japan with Jetstar, so I ticked that off. I had a lot of other goals on here as well, like go to New York, which I didn't get to do, so that just gets carried over to this year. I had get verified on certain platforms. I had collabs with dream brands. I had find a boyfriend, which was this photo here. And I also had secure attachment style, because I have been very anxious in the past, but it's just funny the way that some of these things happen, some didn't, and it's not meant to be disheartening if you didn't achieve the things you wanted to achieve. Sometimes I like to think to myself, if I didn't get something that I was working towards, or it didn't come to fruition, it just means not yet. It doesn't mean not ever, it just means not now, but that doesn't mean that it's not coming down the track or it's not coming in the future. Okay, I'm gonna love you and leave you here. I'm so happy that we got this done finally. Thank you so much for your patience with me. As I said, normal videos back to usual this coming week. Actual normal, I promise. Have a great Sunday. I hope your Sunday scaries aren't too bad. I love you. Mwah.